Men's mental health, it's something men don't always talk about it. Do you feel like that's why you're both here?
Oh, certainly is a big part of it. And it's not just men's mental health, it's men's health in general. So I hit 152 kilos after I tried out for the Olympics and just missed out in Paris. I walked past a business in Cessnock. I looked at myself in the reflection there and said some pretty harsh words. I was embarrassed to talk to my doctor about how big I'd got.
Despite the Taipans continuing, I didn't play anymore. So I didn't know who I was. It used to be get up, train, lift weights, do some shooting, go home, rest, start again. And I just lost my way completely. So I ended up in a pretty dark place for a few years. Found my way out, but it was a pretty rough time.
Meet the pair taking politics to new heights. They call themselves the Tall Caucus, Parliament's Big Timber.
Tell us when you're ready, all right?
At 210 centimetres, or in the old measurement, 6 feet 11 inches, he claims 7 feet, Matt Smith is the newly elected member for Leichhardt in far north Queensland, an ex-NBL basketball player and union representative. At 202 centimetres, or 6 feet 8 inches, Dan Repicoli is the member for Hunter, an ex-Olympic Games shooter, Commonwealth Games gold medalist and a former coal miner. Despite the banter and fun, the duo are on a mission to tackle men's mental health. Serious issues facing males like weight loss, depression, anxiety, masculinity, pornography, relationships and anger. Welcome to The Issue by 7 News. I'm political reporter Josh Martin.
Matt Smith, Dan Repicoli.
7 News. I'm political reporter Josh Martin.
Matt Smith, Dan Repicoli, welcome to The Issue. I'm 6'3", but you both make me feel pretty small.
6'3", what's 6'3"? I don't even know what that size is.
I remember 6'3". I was 12.
Yeah.
It was a great 6 months. I was top of the world.
Before puberty?
And then we grew up.
Yeah.
I understand you guys have hit it off pretty well, but is there a bit of rivalry? I understand, Matt, you've knocked off Dan as the tallest MP in Parliament.
I have, but he wore his Olympic jacket yesterday, and I'm just sort of sitting there going, oh, well, that's the end of that conversation, isn't it?
Occasionally get a flex, occasionally. But he was a great basketballer, but just didn't unfortunately make it to the Olympics. So, but it's nice to have normal people here, normal people in caucus. It's great, and we need more of us. So next election, make sure if you're big, you're beautiful, get out there and run.
Even if you're just big.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is the Tall Caucus just 2 people, or are you letting some others in?
So we've let Alice Jordan Baird in as well, just because she's a tall lady. Yeah, so we have let her out to there, so which is good. But Jerome's close.
I mean, look, he's knocking on the door.
That's it. Yeah.
We'd have to.
If he wears his heels, he's in. So, but we're working on that. It's a conversation in progress.
Do you really want to compromise the integrity of Tall Caucus? Though?
Yeah, I know.
It's just he's 6'5"-ish.
Yeah,
it's fine.
The Prime Minister quite enjoyed your height during the campaign, and he was adamant that if you both got elected, you'd be sitting together. That's happened. What's it like? Back row bandits up the back of Parliament there?
It's good. It's good having a normal person that we can look over and look at each other rather than looking down at everyone. It's quite nice, but a bit disappointing. That we're not a row forward and in front of Sally and Ian Urquhart as well. So just
blocking the view.
Well, we wouldn't have been blocking the view. They would have just been like Nicky Knee.
It would have just been perfect. Yeah,
putting their heads out the side.
It is good though, like on a serious note, to have someone who's been there, done that, special envoy, to sort of talk me through what's going on, what the procedures are like, what we're doing, when I should sit, when I should stand, all those good things.
Matt, I understand wearing a suit, far north Queensland. I worked up there in Townsville for a while. It's not natural. Did you have to buy a new suit and a new tie? Did you have many before you came here?
I had one. And it was a nice suit, but it wasn't going to be enough for Canberra. So yeah, I had to go and see a bloke, and he put a whole bunch together for me. But now I have 4 ties, nice. So one for each day of the week, and 3.5 suits because one needs some work.
I'm guessing if you wore a tie up in Leichhardt, they'd probably vote you out, right?
Oh, look, I wander around Leichhardt in shorts and a t-shirt. You meet the people where they are, mate. It's beautiful.
It's exactly. You got a good gig up there, and you're smashing it, so which is great. But anywhere you can wear shorts and t-shirt year round, it's a place to be.
Oh, year round.
It really is.
Beautiful.
Dan Repicoli won gold medals at Commonwealth Games in Melbourne, Glasgow and the Gold Coast, but never hit the mark at an Olympic Games. Similarly, Matt Smith was a journeyman in the National Basketball League, playing for the Victoria Giants, New Zealand Breakers and Cairns Taipans, where he found his home, setting a record at the time for blocked shots but never winning a title. So how did they deal with disappointment? and how are they applying it to politics?
How long after you're elected did it take for Ed Husick and Jim Chalmers to recruit you guys for the parliamentary basketball games and team?
Elected. Oh, it's during the campaign.
That's exactly it. And it was for that, like last time round, it was during the campaign as well for me as well.
Who's good at basketball apart from the two of you?
I'm a hack. He's good, I'm a hack. Josh Burns goes all right.
Josh has got a little bit. Jim is sneaky good. Like, he came and worked out with the Taipans one time during the campaign, and yeah, he can shoot it a little bit, threw a couple of lobs off the board. Jim can go.
Tim Wilson goes all right too. No, not Tim Wilson, Tim Watts. Sorry, Tim Watts goes good. Yeah, he's a good player as well. Sam Ray has a crack.
I haven't seen Sam yet.
Claire O'Neill with her elbows out.
Actually, I'm a bit sore from.
Did you cop one from her?
She did. She
good.
She runs with them up. Like, it's incredible.
Pointy as well.
Yeah.
But on a serious note, you were both quite good sportsmen. Dan, what was your highlight of your shooting career for people that might not know?
So, winning the gold medal at the Commonwealth Games in Gold Coast in front of my wife and two beautiful girls as well. Like that's definitely the highlight. And then that event was abolished after that. So I'm reigning champion forever in that one. But
Nice.
Any time representing your country, it's an amazing feeling. And I was lucky enough to do that at 5 Olympics and 4 Commonwealth Games. So they're big highlights.
Yeah. And you never quite made it in the Olympics, not to rub it in, but
I'm not bitter, but thank you for rubbing that in there.
how did you deal with that adversity, and how do you take that into politics and life now?
I always worked full time whilst I was training and competing all over the world. So I always had something to go back to, which was good. But there's two things that happen: either you win or you lose. There's no in between. And unfortunately for me, I lost at each chance I had at trying for that. But I worked hard. I did everything I could to put myself in the right situation. Just unfortunately, those days weren't for me. But continue to work hard, and now international shooting for me is over, but I feel I can give a lot more to the sport in coaching and mentoring. So I'll continue to work with younger shooters along the way to see if they can actually go and get that gold medal along the way.
Yeah. And Matt, NBL, how was it playing in that league and a basketball career?
Oh, look, the NBL's fantastic. It's a great league, one of the best in the world, and a lot of fun. You know, all my teammates, they're friends for life because of what we've sort of gone through together. Obviously, I didn't reach the sort of stratospheric heights of Dan here. I know a lot of Olympians, and they're all really nice, but I'm very proud of what we did, and particularly the saving of the Taipans in 2008, 2009. I wouldn't trade what I had there for anything.
Yeah, you talked about that in your maiden speech a couple of days ago. Pretty dramatic story. Like, people often think, politics, what's it about? But, like, that was the global financial crisis shut down your basketball team in Cairns. And then tell us the story. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, so our owner at the time was a bit over leveraged, and someone called a debt, and he basically lost all of his money overnight. He came into training and just said, "Look, we're in trouble, boys." So we went from basically, are you going to play Sydney Kings, to are you going to make it through the week? We ended up being given a choice: take a 75% pay cut, and the Taipans exist. Maybe someone buys them, or you can take your money and it ends overnight. The season stops right now. So we decided to play it out and see where it went. No one bought it, but the town got around it, and they raised money and let me tell you, everything in Cairns was on its knees, mate. It was just a disaster. And they raised the money to buy the team. So it became an incorporated not-for-profit entity, and it's been running that way since. It's been to a couple of grand finals, and for a small business, for that town in general, the morale it brings, the heroes that it gives to people, it's just been fantastic. And that's bigger than anything else I could have won. I don't know who won the NBL championship in 2015. I've got no idea, but I know that the Taipans are going to be playing this year, and people are going to go and enjoy it.
Great that the town got around it.
Mate,
that is fantastic.
Yeah.
That is a great story.
And Townsville has the Cowboys, but Cairns, the Taipans, is just as big. Like, every game sold out.
Yeah, we had about 4,500 people per game. When the team's going well, the place decks itself out in orange. You can really feel the vibe to it. Had a bit of a down season last year, but I'm pretty confident they bounce back this year.
Are you still commentating?
Yeah, still commentating.
Good work. You'd just be the voice of basketball up there.
Well, it's just, the Fowlers are number 6, Robbo. If Robbo moved his feet better, we wouldn't have this problem, would we, Robbo?
Who was the hardest person you played against?
In Australia,
yeah.
Chris Anstey was kind of a pain in the neck.
Yep. So tall and long arms.
And quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was like a guard trapped in a 7'1" body, and there was just nothing I could do with him. Internationally, there was a guy named Yi Jin Lang who played in the NBA I played against him in China, and that was a hot mess. Like,
Yeah.
I just couldn't do
Cut
anything
the
with it.
flogging.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was just. I looked over the coach at one point. I'm like, look, if he misses, it doesn't have anything to do with me. It's close as I've been to a traffic cone in my life.
Denra Piccoli has been appointed Special Envoy for Men's Health by the Prime Minister, a new role under the Health Minister. It's an added responsibility for the next 3 years that he doesn't want to waste, and Matt Smith is joining him in that fight.
And Matt, you had some highs, some records you held in some of those seasons, but there were also some lows. Do you mind sharing with us about that and the mental health struggle?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the thing Dan alluded to about being able to have something to go back to, professional athletes don't. They deliberately cocoon us to make us focus only on that one thing, and I don't think it's great for us long term. It's fantastic in the moment. So when basketball ended for me, and it ended abruptly and with a little bit of a bad taste in our mouth after, despite the Taipans continuing, I didn't play anymore. So I didn't know who I was. I didn't have that structure around me. It used to be get up, train, lift weights, do some shooting, go home, rest, start again. I didn't have that anymore. I was trying to find my way in offices that I'd never worked in, and I just lost my way completely. So I ended up in a pretty dark place for a few years. Found my way out, but it was a pretty rough time. And some people reached out to me and said, look, let's get you back into basketball. Let's help you find your way back. Let's get you some professional help. And taking those steps were really important for me, and it's made me a better person. It's made me a better father, a better partner to Renee. And I think it's been a part of the journey that's got me here, because otherwise, you're just this one note band, and now I know what it's like at the bottom. I know what it takes to work my way back up. But yeah, I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
Men's mental health, it's something men don't always talk about it. Do you feel like that's why you're both here? Like, is that a big, not the only thing, but it's a big part of it, right?
Oh, certainly is a big part of it. And it's not just men's mental health, it's men's health in general. Because physical health, mental health, they're all connected, and we just need to get and see our GPs. We need to make sure we knock those barriers down, and going to see a GP should be normal for us. We shouldn't hold out until an arm's about to fall off that we actually ring and make an appointment. Blokes usually wait 7 days to make an appointment at a GP when they've been crook for something.
Is that right?
Yeah, 7 days.
Wow.
And then 1 in 3 wait 4 weeks of ongoing issues to actually go talk to a doctor. It's just something that we have to change. We owe it to our beautiful family, our friends, all our loved ones. We owe it to them to be good and be healthy. And if we can't knock that barrier down about going and talking to our GP, then it's hard to then go get the mental health support you need. It's hard to get the physical support you need for no matter what the issue you are going through is.
And Dan, I understand you had some pretty dramatic weight loss. Can you tell us about that? What triggered that, and what would you share to viewers listening?
So I hit 152 kilos after I tried out for the Olympics and just missed out in Paris. I ate a lot and drank a lot and just enjoyed myself and enjoyed too much and got to 152 kilos. I was massive. I won't use the exact language I use when I walk past the glass in Cessnock. I walked past a business in Cessnock. I looked at myself in the reflection there and said some pretty harsh words about me being fat, and a few 4-letter words in there as well. So, but then I wanted a quick fix. I just wanted to be able to go and talk to the doctors here and be able to get them to write me a script and just do what I wanted to do and see how it went. And they didn't do it, to their credit. They did not give me a script, which is great. They said, you need to go see your GP and have the conversation with your GP. And I did that, but I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed to talk to my doctor about how big I'd got. And this is the doctor I've been seeing for the last 10 years. Yeah, and my family goes there, all my kids go there, my wife goes there, and I was embarrassed to talk to him about that. And then I did it, and he goes, well, you should have spoken to me earlier about it. And I went through and told him I was embarrassed and all that sort of stuff. And we need to just block those barriers away. And that's why I've been very open about what I've been on. And I've been on GLP-1 medications for what I've been doing, so which is injectables to lose the weight. And I'm down 34 kilos now. I'm down to around 118 kilos, and I've got 4 more kilos I want to move. But if we can't talk about it, being public figures in the area, how do we expect George over there, who's been overweight for most of his life
Yeah.
to go and make that step and have that conversation with their doctor. And most people out there have tried so many different weight loss things and this as well, and I've tried lots, but the food noise in my head just kept coming, and I just kept wanting to eat and eat and eat.
Yeah.
So it's something we shouldn't be ashamed of, something we should be talking about along the way.
And it's everything in moderation, right? Like, you still enjoy a burger. You got your calendar, people.
I do, yes. I do have the burger calendar, and that there'll be the 2026 edition will be coming out around October. So this is a fourth series, so the fourth volume, and looking forward to getting out there. But it's all moderation. Like, I still eat burgers. I just don't have 3 of them at a time now. I'll have 1 or 1.5 rather than having 3. So it's just about doing the right thing there. And I didn't need to eat 3. I just ate them because I wanted to.
Burgers are good.
Burgers are delicious.
I mean, let's be fair.
Yeah, they are
What about
fantastic.
twisties, Matt Smith? I understand we wouldn't have twisties without your family, I understand.
Yeah, my grandfather was a food scientist at CSIRO, and my understanding is they were trying to find a way to boost the dairy industry. So this powdered cheese flavour has sort of come to light. My mother and aunt won't eat twisties because a lot of the testing was done on them. so it wasn't a eureka moment from what I understand. There was a gradual process before we got to the delicious salted snacks that we have today. Please go and get twisties. Which one are we looking at?
So, no commercial arrangement. But
And they are delicious twisties.
You
And
can
thank
put them on a
you-
burger, of course.
Thank you to your family for doing this, because it is an impressive thing.
He would flex sometimes too.
Would he?
My grandfather would be like, oh, back at the NBL this year, goes, yep, invented twisties. Okay.
If I'd invented twisties as well, I'd flex a lot.
Yeah.
'Cause that is an impressive invention.
Go around, see him at the house. It's just got the...
All the stains down there. Did he have anything to do with the chicken twisties?
I don't know if he did
Did
the
he?
chicken
Okay,
twisties.
yeah.
I'll have to look into that one.
All right.
I'll ask Mum.
And which one came first?
The
Cheese
cheese,
or
not the
chicken?
chicken. Yeah,
Okay.
the
Very
chicken,
good,
the
yeah.
chicken, not the cheese.
So-
which is better?
The cheese is better.
Cheese,
Yeah,
by
I mean,
far.
come on now.
Yeah,
The chicken
by far.
occasionally, though, just
Just to
change
break
the
it up?
palate.
Yeah,
I
okay.
can't do
I
it.
think I'm
It's
so-
kind of green.
Right,
Like,
it's okay. We're definitely disagreeing with you
Yeah,
on this
yeah.
one. Yeah.
Dan, you're special envoy for men's health. It's a bit of a new role. What are you hoping to achieve there?
So I first of all, I'm glad that the Albanese Labor government has put men's health front and centre in the front of people's minds. So, and that we've got a group of people who are out there talking about it and having conversations around men's health, because it is so important, and we have unique challenges that face us as blokes that women don't have. Women have unique challenges that we don't have as well. So I think it is fantastic that we're all out there talking about men's health and getting that conversation started, and making sure that people go see the doctor. That's the biggest thing. If we can get more of the Aussie blokes to go and see their doctor, get a blood test, that can show so many things that he's either okay or not okay with them. I was talking with a guy the other week who hadn't seen a doctor in 15 years, fit as, ripped, fit, athletic, would run every day, and went to the doctors, got his blood pressure checked, his cholesterol checked. Both of them were extremely high. He was a heart attack waiting to happen, and he's a fit and healthy person, he thought. He was definitely fit, but wasn't healthy on the inside of what was going on. So people that are fit, people that aren't fit, it doesn't matter. We still need to go to the doctors and get checked. We'll go put our car in for a service every 10,000 Ks or every 6 to 12 months, but we won't service ourselves. So the big thing for me is just getting more of the blokes out there to go and see their GP, talk to their mates, have those conversations, have the rough conversations, talk about prostate cancers. Like, we don't need to get a finger in the arse anymore to go get your prostate checked. Talk about erectile dysfunction. Erectile dysfunction is huge among men and young men as well. And lumps, if you get a lump on your testicles, a lump on a ball bag is not good for anyone. You need to go get that checked. Anywhere that you find a lump, and blokes as well, a lot of blokes go through breast cancer that nobody knows about. Bowel cancer is a big thing for younger men as well. So there's so many things out there that can all be done by just going and having the conversation with your GP to make sure you're checking yourself out to see if you are fit and healthy.
good thing is you're living it. Like you've taken control of your health journey. You check in on me weekly to make sure that I'm doing okay. So you're not just here talking it up. You're actually living your mantra, which I think is a really important part of it, and you're setting the example for the rest of us to follow.
That's it, and it has been a great journey so far. We're only new into this, and it's a new role completely for any government. So where it leads to, who knows? to be perfectly honest. But the big thing is getting out there, having these conversations with blokes and big groups of blokes in footy clubs, in cricket clubs, in whatever, in euchre clubs, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, men's sheds, do heaps of stuff with the men's sheds. But just getting out there, having the conversations and making sure that there is awareness around this, because we do face unique challenges, and it's because us as blokes just don't talk to people. We need to talk to people. We need to have these conversations, okay? Please just get out there. If you're struggling a little bit, there's always someone out there that will listen. You'd never run past a mate on the footy field who's down and hurt, or on the basketball court who's down and hurt. So why would you do it in public?
Speaking of talking to people, you do a podcast, you're both pretty active on social media. Are you worried for young people and the influence of people like Andrew Tate?
Look,
Yeah.
oh yeah, it is, and a big thing about this role is the right level of masculinity for young boys as well, and how to treat people with respect. And that doesn't matter if it's male or female, right? It is just treating people with genuine respect, and that is unfortunately what a bloke like him isn't doing. And they've got a good platform to go out on now, groups like that. And I just hope that there's common sense that comes through to a lot of people that realises that they are not the people that should be role models, because they're utterly disgusting, if you ask me.
And that's the perception of masculinity is one of the things that took me down into that depression, because I was trained to be, Superman essentially, and you can't live like that. You're not a real person. And I'm much happier, being able to speak to people, being in touch with who I am as a person, being able to feel the things that I'm feeling and express them to others than I was as, hands on hips, like.
So more Clark Kent than
more
Superman.
more Clark Kent than Superman. Like it's not a real thing, and you're not actually happy. It's a lot of flash and show, and obviously social media gives people that platform to glamorize it, but it's not real, and they're not happy. Like
that's exactly right. They're not, and there's a whole lot of great groups out there that are doing some good work in this space to show the right level of masculinity. Like you've got the Healthy Males doing good work, you've got Movember, you've got the Man Cave, you've got Top Blokes. So many different groups are doing such good work in this space. They're the role models. The AFL is doing ahead of the game, which is a great thing in conjunction with Movember as well. NRL are looking at doing a whole heap of things with Indigenous education around same sort of things. So it is fantastic what is out there. But they've just got to make sure they're looking at getting the information from the right groups, and not groups like Old Nut. Yeah.
Dan, in your maiden speech, you talked about your daughters, Zoe and Asher, and you gave a tribute to them. How much are they driving you on this as well? That they grow up in a world where they're positive male role models and people that are going to treat them well when they're older.
So I'm here for them, to be perfectly honest. I had a different journey in coming to this place, as most people know, as Matt has as well. We've had different journeys in getting here. And all I want them to be treated as equals. And then if they're treated as equals, we're in a great place in this country and in the world, to be perfectly honest. So I'm here to fight for them, to make sure that they have equal pay to their male counterparts later on, to make sure that they don't have to walk home of an afternoon or a night looking behind their back and being scared, because we shouldn't be in a country like that. So I am here to make sure that we can do the best for them, and also the people of Hunter as well. Like if my daughters can be getting through life quite well and not worrying about whether their male counterparts are getting paid more or less than them, making sure that they're all treated as equals, I think that's a fantastic thing.
you think about how far we'd be further along as a species if we had sidelined half the population for the better part of 600 years.
That's exactly right.
It's just an insane. Just took them off the board.
It's ridiculous. And going through what they went through to even be able to just go to a pub at one stage, be able to vote. Like it was just crazy.
Not that long ago.
No, not that in the scheme of things, not that long ago. So we can show the right pathway here, and we can be better. We just need to make sure that we are all better.
Matt, in your maiden speech, you called out the men of Australia to stand up on domestic violence. That was pretty powerful, man.
Yeah, thank you. It was, look, the Far North has a real domestic violence issue. We represent 10% of all the call-outs in Queensland, which is absolutely horrific. And the statistics coming out with 32% of men admitting to coercive control, that's admitting themselves. So that number's probably a little bit higher, and 10% admitting to actual physical violence is horrific. And, you know, I understand why women are sometimes fearful of men. That is not if you were rolling a dice, you wouldn't want those odds. You know, that's a terrible place to be. There was a murder-suicide up our way. I knew the victim and I know her daughter, and it was absolutely awful. And I didn't realise that she was going through that. I know some people did, but apparently she was on her way out, and that was the trigger. And it was just too often we go to these events and it's just women trying to protect other women when it's men who are the perpetrators most of the time. Men need to be in that space. Men need to be helping other men to step away from that kind of behaviour. And a lot of the times it is intergenerational. You know, that's what they've grown up, that's what they've seen, that's what they've normalised in their own heads. How do we help those men step away from that so that they're not doing it and we can break that cycle?
And that's why the Man Cave and Top Blokes are such good organisations, because they go into schools, they go into workplaces where there's a whole heap of young blokes and young boys, and they're teaching them the right level of masculinity. Because if you only know what you know, and if you don't know what those levels are, if you've got role models at home that aren't teaching the right levels to their sons and young boys, then they're just mirroring that later on in life, and that's what we need to change along the way. And it was very powerful what you said in that. And for this to get sorted, for the domestic violence issues to get sorted, blokes need to play a massive part in it to stop other blokes from doing it.
What will you be telling the boss as special envoy? What success look like in 3 years, say at the end of this term? What can we start to see and achieve?
So right now for me, it's just going around and listening to all the different male organisations, listening to what their issues are and what their thoughts are on this. And then whilst doing that, also talking to the everyday Aussie blokes as well, like at the footy clubs, at Yucca, whatever club they're at, or even at the pub, it doesn't matter. And having those conversations first, and then seeing where we can go with that. But for me, straight up, if we can just get more blokes to go and see a GP, that's the first initial step. Because if they don't see that GP and go and have that first initial conversation with them, then to get them to go see a psychiatrist, to get them to go into something to do with their other physical health issues is extremely hard. So let's just break that barrier down. Let's go and walk through the GP's office, make an appointment and get in and see our GP and get a blood test.
You keep bringing up Yucca.
Yeah, you can.
Do you want to?
We could get the cards out. Don't know. I couldn't think.
You keep coming back.
Late
to
night
it.
Euchre.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, I couldn't think of something else. I thought about chess just when you said you keep saying Yucca. So it might be a chess club.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were a coal miner, Dan. Imagine blokes in the mines. That's probably a big place to start as well, getting them chatting through the mining companies in WA, Queensland, the Hunter Valley.
Certainly is, and it's because it's an area where there's a whole lot of people together, a whole lot of blokes there together, and there's a whole lot of women that work in the industry too. And to the amazing women out there, they are great, right? Because they're the ones that push us as blokes to go see the doctor. Our wives, our daughters, our friends that are ladies that push us to say, because they're sick of hearing us complain about there's something wrong, because all we'll do is complain about it, but we won't actually go do something about it. So to them, they do great work. But in that sector where there is a whole heap of blokes, like there's good groups out there as well, mates in construction, mates in mining, mates in manufacturing. They do good work at getting the ideas out there that it's okay to talk about our mental health issues. It's okay to not be okay. So all those groups are doing great work. We just need to make sure that we're doing the best to support them in the way that is needed.
Matt, you called your patch of Australia the most Australian place in Australia.
And I stand by it.
Hunter's better.
How are you coping right now with this cold weather or outside in the water?
I'm not. This is ridiculous.
Your toes freezing you?
It's inhumane is what it is. Look, it's 22 degrees right now on Trinity Beach, and if you were in far north Queensland, you could be looking out over the Coral Sea, having a coffee, watching the dog walkers and the joggers go by, or you could be in Canberra and see your breath.
So can you swim on that beach?
Yes.
Yes. No
At your own
dangers.
peril.
Is it a? Because I don't understand the croc, whole croc thing, because we don't have crocs in the Hunter, except at the Hunter Valley Zoo. Keep it up, guys.
Now, look, the crocodile is nature's perfection. They are a majestic and stunning animal, and thankfully don't really hang around the city too much.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, I
very good.
wouldn't swim in a river mouth, for example.
No?
And in summer, stay inside the nets. But yeah, you can swim every day if you want.
Yeah, good.
I'm going to have a swim tomorrow morning.
Nice. When you get home.
When I get home.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say you should come here.
Burley Griffin.
You do the ice bars here quite easy. We got the showers in our offices, right? I try and have a cold part of the shower every day, and I can tell you the coldness from here versus the coldness at home in the Hunter is disgusting.
Yeah, I'm not.
And
I'm
you
not
should try it, because
I'm
I'd
not
like to
interested.
hear how you go with this, because your water will be like 20 degrees all the time.
It's just not, I don't see that unless we used to have to do ice baths after the games.
Yep.
But regardless of whether you played. So, like, there'd be some games I didn't get in. They'd be like, get in the ice bath. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
One team, one dream.
Yeah. For what purpose? You're just hurting me now.
Good for recovery.
Yeah, great for recovery.
How hard you're screaming on the sideline.
Yeah. Great job, Cat. Better get in the ice bath.
There's a group of journos that swim in Lake Belly Griffin, if you ever need that.
Have you had a crack at this?
No.
No,
Definitely not.
well, if
Maybe
you
we
do
can
it,
do
if
it
you
together.
do it, maybe we'll have a crack.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
let's do it later in the
So
year.
summertime only. Yeah.
That rare 40-degree day. Can you swim in Burley Griffin?
Yeah.
Really?
Beautiful.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Have you done it?
No.
Okay.
I've heard it's beautiful.
It's amazing.
Matt Smith's Leichhardt electorate stretches from the tourism hotspot of Cairns up Cape York and to the Torres Strait Islands. There are complex issues resulting from the tyranny of distance. Food is more expensive, housing can be overcrowded, and the economy is limited. Similarly, Dan Repicoli's Hunter electorate is going through a change. The coal-rich area is faced with an uncertain future as the economy shifts. So how will Parliament's tallest men use their stature and status to advocate for their people?
You guys both have pretty beautiful regional electorates. It's a big number of Labor MPs now, though. How are you going to get the money off Albo for the roads, for the highways, for whatever you need, the mental health programs? I imagine if you two cornered him in a corridor of Parliament, he would find it hard to say no.
We're big blokes. We're big blokes with big voices. So, and the big thing is just making sure we're all advocating for our areas the best we can, and going out and talking to the councils and the local governments in our electorates, and hearing what they need to make sure that we can really support the area the best. And then it's going here and advocating for it. And that's really what our jobs are, is making sure we go and hear the voices from in the Hunter or up in Leichhardt, and then coming down here and using this as a platform to fight to make sure that our areas don't get left behind, because we both have such unique areas.
Yeah, and then I guess there's finding things that align with the direction the government's going. So,
Yeah.
so be it defence, manufacturing, renewable energy. Like, we're tailor-made for all that stuff up in the far north. You know,
That's
the gateway
right.
to the South Pacific, our proximity to Asia. So it's really about, what do our projects look like? How do they fit into the broader conversation? And then pushing forward.
That's exactly right. And I don't mind a bit of rivalry between electorates, and I can tell you, Hunter, right? Leichhardt, from what I can see, is beautiful. I haven't been there yet, but we will get up there and do some men's health stuff.
Yep.
And I really want to, I just want to sit in Cairns and have a can. So I just wanted that. I just want to have cans in Cairns.
Cans in Cairns, we can arrange that
so
for
as
you.
well. So
Yep.
we'll see what we can do there. But
You'll have to take him up to Saibai Island. It's right below PNG. It's like
Yeah, okay.
You can see PNG from
Yeah.
Saibai.
Yeah, really?
Yeah,
Pretty
no,
cool.
it's great.
Yeah, okay.
The Torres Strait's
And do
magnificent.
you just go there by boat?
Got to
to the-
fly, boat, helicopter, another boat. Like, it's a
It's a bit of a mission.
It's a- yeah, it's a
How
all right.
do you handle that, Matt, with so many regional communities on the Cape and all those islands? Do you sort of have a bit of a diary set out, try to get to all of them? Like, how do you tackle that?
Yeah, well, I mean, 6 months of the year you can drive up there, and 6 months of the year you can't. So it's really trying to get as much of the visitation done during the dry season as you can, and try to spend a couple of days in each community just so that they see you, and so it's not a transactional relationship. I generally try to get to each community twice per year, to varying levels of success based on what's happening in terms of celebrations, culture, whether the road's open. So, and then that's the big thing, is getting that connectivity right for the far north. But it is challenging, but it's very rewarding too, because I get to see places that no one else ever thinks about. We were in Weipa the day I got declared, having driven up to Marpoon and Napranum. We'll be in Arakuna in a couple of weeks, going out to Kawanyama. I got my office opening up on Thursday Island shortly. So yeah, I've got a huge electorate, but a beautiful one.
One thing each you're hoping to achieve this term?
So to make sure the Hunter's not left behind, and to bring awareness to blokes issues, the genuine issues that blokes have that are worried and concerned about talking about.
I think it's drawing attention to the potential that our region has in terms of stuff like the renewable energy, the manufacturing, and really getting our tourism industry back up off the deck a little bit. It's really struggled after COVID, and there's been a few natural disasters that have hurt its reputation a little bit. But look, it's a beautiful, beautiful part of the world. Everything's open, everything's running fantastically, and I think we're on the edge of something great.
So what are the best months to go there? Because you said there's 6 months where it's dry, 6 months where it's wet. What are the best ones?
See, they're both equally good. It's just slightly different. It depends on what you're really into. One's
a bit more moist than the other? Or
one's a lot more moist than the other.
Yeah. So you're always sweating or just a little bit sweating?
Look, in summer you're always sweating.
Yeah.
But in winter it's 27, but the wind's up a little bit more. The water's flatter in December. So the reef's at its finest. It's usually around the time the coral's spawning, the turtles are around. The whales come in July. If you want to go out, you can snorkel with those. Like it is amazing. The Daintree, if you're in the Daintree in the wet season and those storms hit and it lights up, it's God's country, mate.
Good to hear.
Dan Repicoli, Matt Smith, thanks for coming on The Issue by 7 News. One final question. If we made a parliamentary Friends of Tall People, would I be allowed in the group?
Too short.
It's
too short. Heels are there. So far, it's a very distinguished club. Yes, but we're looking to add more.
Associate member?
So associate, definitely associate member.
Assistant associate.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, all good. Yes.
Thanks very much, Dan.
Cheers, thank you, buddy.
Thanks, Matt.
Cheers, mate.
Appreciate it.
This has been The Issue from 7 News, available both as a podcast and in video on YouTube. I'm Josh Martin. Join us next time for a new issue and new guests to unravel it for us. Till then, all the best.